Good evening. Welcome to a special edition of Thai PBS World. I'm Thep Chai Yong with Kun Claire Pachimanun. Good evening, Kun Claire.
Hello. Good
Hello.
evening. Good evening,
All
Thep
right.
Chai. Good evening, everyone. Today we're doing a recap of what has just happened. It's a landmark agreement for some reason.
Good.
Yeah, we've been
Definitely.
waiting for it for a long
Yeah.
time.
I
Do let
think
us
we
know
all
where
we
you're watching
we
from.
can all heave a big sigh of relief
Yeah,
now
exactly.
that the two warring countries, I would say, have agreed to a ceasefire. They call it immediate unconditional ceasefire, but I don't think it's that immediate because it
No.
won't take effect until another 4 hours. And hopefully
exactly.
the ceasefire will hold because throughout the day, even while the talks in KL was underway, there was still sporadic exchange of gunfires between the two armed forces across the border. Of course, there were fightings, but so far there have been no reports of more casualties.
Yes, exactly. So please do let us know where you are watching from. If you have any questions, do let us know as well. Thank you for joining this live. We're going to bring you a recap of what has happened as well as the substance of the meeting
But let's
today.
start with this picture. I think it's
Okay.
quite a historical moment, something that nobody expected would happen this soon. So this was the moment that the leaders of Cambodia and Thailand, together with Anwar Ibrahim, Malaysian Prime Minister, shaking hands after they concluded a 2-hour talk that brought about an agreement on a ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia.
Yes, exactly. So Thailand was represented by Mr. Phumtham Wechayachai, the acting prime minister, and on the Cambodian side was represented by Mr. Hun Manet, the prime minister, and the Malaysian prime minister Anwar Ibrahim was the mediator.
Yeah, this could be considered a crowning moment for Anwar, who is also the current chair of ASEAN this year. In fact, Anwar has been offering, to broker a peace deal between the two countries for quite some time now, even before the fighting actually broke out. But somehow, when the two countries agreed to sit down and talk peace only after what we can say was then an intervention by the U.S. President Donald Trump. When he posted on his social media platform saying that he wanted the two countries to talk peace because he could not do trade deal with the countries while they were still fighting. So that was seen as some kind of pressure that brought together the two countries to the peace talk, which took place in KL today.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, the meeting today, emergency meeting, was co-organized by the U.S. and there's the participation from China as well, because the Chinese ambassador in KL did observe the meeting. Yeah.
Okay, let do a short summary on what was agreed upon in the meeting through the statement made by the Anwar at the end of the talk.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to read out excerpts from the statement from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Malaysia. This is what Mr. Anwar read. Okay, let's just listen to Anwar.
Statement. Both Cambodia and Thailand reached a common understanding as follows. 1. An immediate and unconditional ceasefire with effect from 24 hours local time, midnight, on 28th July 2025, tonight. This is a vital first step towards de-escalation and the restoration of peace and security. Prime Minister Hun Manet and Acting Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai have expressed their positions and willingness to immediate ceasefire, and return to normalcy. The United States President Donald J. Trump has been in contact with the leaders of both countries, urging the leaders to find peaceful resolution to the conflict. The Chinese side have kept close contact with Cambodia, Thailand, and Malaysia and relevant countries to actively promote dialogue, ceasefire, and restoring peace. The presence and collaboration of all parties underscore a shared commitment to peace, dialogue, and regional stability.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was a short summary of what happened. So essentially, the two countries, Thailand and Cambodia, agreed to an unconditional ceasefire starting at midnight tonight. So we have another 4 hours to see
Yeah.
whether the ceasefire will hold. Mhm.
There's an observation though, because
Mm.
the press release actually said an immediate and unconditional ceasefire, but it's not exactly immediate because it's to
Okay.
take place at midnight, isn't it?
Okay. Okay. There are two other points that the two countries agreed to, Kun Claire, right?
Yes, and that is to convene informal meeting of regional commanders. So it's referring to regional military 1 and 2 on the Thai side and regional military 4 and 5 on the Cambodian side at 7 o'clock tomorrow, so 29th of July 2025, and followed by meeting with the defense attaches led by the chair of ASEAN if both
Mm.
sides agreed.
Mm.
It also talks about the meeting of the General Border Committee, GBC, on August 2025 that
Yeah.
will be hosted by Cambodia.
Okay.
Yeah.
GBC, or the General Border Committee, is one of the three existing mechanisms, bilateral mechanisms that play a very important role in managing, solving problems along the border between the two countries. And through these three mechanisms, Thailand hope that things can be settled. But for the past few weeks, I mean, Cambodia refused to really lean on these mechanisms, and it rather want the International Court of Justice or World Court, I mean, to settle the disputes over the overlapping border areas with Thailand. But it's good news that finally that the GBC will be activated, and the meeting will be held on the 4th of August. That is less than about 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's right. There's an observation though. There are many things that this meeting didn't mention, but it's understandably because the objective is to achieve a ceasefire, which it had. But it didn't talk about the opening of the checkpoints because remember, all the checkpoints along the border between Thailand and Cambodia are still closed. Also, what is not discussed in the meeting are the maps, the boundary demarcation, because
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
true.
contentious issue. Yeah.
I think
So
the issue of reopening the borders will certainly be left to the discussion by members of the General Border Committee, which is at the defense minister level. So hopefully, the decision will be made by this committee and settle one of the sticking points between the two countries for the past few weeks. Anwar also said that as the current chair of ASEAN, Malaysia stands ready to coordinate an observer team to verify and ensure the implementation of the ceasefire. He said Malaysia will also consult with fellow ASEAN member states to participate in the observation effort, reflecting a regional commitment to supporting peace on the ground.
yeah, so that's it. Seems like there's a lot of work to be done, isn't it? Because there have to be this new mechanism that ensures that the ceasefire hold in a way. Yeah. We're gonna look at some reactions. For all of you viewers who are watching, you can send us comments in the live because it's a live chat. I'll bring up some comments while we talk to you. We have Tad Maja. We have Thai flags, lots of hearts, Cambodian flags. Thank you so much. Lots of emojis. Tad says, we are very thankful for our neighboring countries, Thailand and Cambodia, that they agree for the ceasefire and to stop the war. We are Asian and are united, sharing in prosperity, the lives of our people, respectful, peaceful, friendly, not an enemy. Yeah, from the Philippines. Oh, from Taj Mahal from the Philippines, watching Thai PBS. Oh, thank you so much. It's good to know that we have a fan in the Philippines.
That's great. That's great. No,
Yeah.
and in his brief statement, the Thai acting Prime Minister Kun Phumtham Vechayachai said, the agreement reached by the two countries reflects Thailand's desire for peaceful solution, while continuing to protect the country's sovereignty and protect the lives of our people. Kun Phumtham's statement was quite brief. I mean, brief
Yeah, he
compared
didn't say
to
much.
what his Cambodian counterpart said. I mean,
Yeah, the people made observations as well. Kung Tam didn't say much, but yeah, he did say something.
of course, what is interesting is that there have been mixed reactions from people on the ground, people along areas in the border, and our news team talked to a number of people. Of
Yeah.
course, there were people, most of them anyway, welcome the good news that finally the fighting will end because they have been suffering so much. I mean, as many as 100,000 people have been displaced. These are people, the villagers that have been living along the border for decades without any problems. But all of a sudden, they have been forced to relocate to areas much further from the borders because of fears of being within the shooting range of the artillery, the Cambodians' artillery. So for the past few days, they have been living in strange lands and they're totally longing to go back to their homes. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, there are some people who said we shouldn't rush. I mean, into a ceasefire agreement. Some even go to the extent of saying that the Thai armed forces should go all the way in Cambodia and get rid of the Hun family, the people in the Hun family. Of course, that is understandable because these are people who suffer the most from the fighting, and they have very strong nationalistic feeling in them. Yeah,
Yeah, very strong feelings from both sides.
yeah.
Although the ceasefire ends tonight, obviously the fight on social media seems to be lingering because we are still seeing comments from both sides accusing each other.
Okay.
Do you know what? What's interesting is that in his address, Mr. Pumtam at the meeting said, remember earlier he said he's doubtful whether or not the Cambodian side was sincere enough before the
Yeah,
negotiations
yeah,
in Malaysia, right?
yeah.
But after that, he says that the ceasefire would be carried out successfully in good faith by both sides. So it seems that Anwar has somehow been successful in trying to convince Mr. Pumtam to trust the other side into entering the ceasefire.
Exactly. So the ceasefire agreement was certainly a dramatic turn of events of the past
Yeah.
few days. Even before hours before the two leaders sat down to talk, I mean there were reports of gunfire and the foreign ministry, Thai foreign ministry, even had to come out and refute allegations by Cambodia that Thai forces have used chemical weapons in in its attack on Cambodian territory, and these very serious charges by Cambodia. The Second Army Region, I mean, had to issue a statement through its Facebook page stating that the photos accompanying the claims that Thailand used chemical weapons were doctored. You see, very dangerous. Because the social media in the past many days have been flooded with a lot of fake news, doctor pictures, That certainly, I mean, play a great part in whipping up the anger and nationalistic feelings on both sides of the border.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of misinformation,
Mm,
disinformation out there on the
mm,
internet. So be careful when you're watching the news.
mm, mm.
Um, President Trump has yet to react to the ceasefire, interestingly, because if we think about Trump, he's someone who he's not shy in taking credits for
Uh,
for things like this. So it
I'm
remains to
sure.
be seen
I'm
what he
sure he would
says.
waste no time in seizing this opportunity to glorify what he see as his role in contributing to the peace process.
Maybe still playing golf in Scotland. So yeah, interesting enough. The United States has actually mentioned Thailand and Cambodia in Scotland this morning. He said that he asked his staff about our two countries about trade deal, and then as soon as he knows that the tension is going on, there's border clashes. He said the United States doesn't want to strike a deal if there's
Mm,
still war. So now that there is a ceasefire, um, hopefully both Thailand and Cambodia will be able to get to the president himself and negotiate a proper trade deal this time, because before this we could only get through to the trade representative of the US. We haven't really been
mm.
into the White House
I
in
see.
terms of Team Thailand, isn't it?
Okay.
So it
So
remains to be
so
seen.
again, going back to the substance of the talks today, as
Yeah.
we all know, I think Thailand and Cambodia have been at war,
Hmm.
and their leaders, of course, have not been talking to each other. But today, during the peace talk, I mean, both sides agreed to resume direct communications between prime ministers, foreign minister, and defense minister. That's good news
Does
because
that
as
mean the
long that
ambassador is going back to Phnom
uh,
Penh?
sooner or later, I think that will
Yeah.
have to happen. But the fact that people at the level of prime minister, foreign ministers, and defense minister will be talking again, that is very good sign
Hmm.
because at least when they are talking, hopefully things on the border will go quiet. I mean, you cannot fight and talk at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this one's interesting. We have a comment from Pish Miloka.
Mm,
Presumably watching from Cambodia. It says Cambodia needs peace. I wish Thai PBS come to report from
mm,
Khmer side and Khmer reporter go to report at Thai PBS to see how accurate
mm,
news before publish.
mm.
Yeah, we have sent our reporter over before during the
Yes,
Joint
right.
Boundary Committee meeting, the
Mm,
JBC
mm.
meeting. Yeah, we will try. We will try to see if we
Definitely.
can send
Yeah,
someone,
yeah.
definitely,
Mm,
because it's very useful.
mm.
Yeah, we also have a comment from TRTR says คิดจะกลับบ้านอย่าเพิ่งกลับเด็ดขาดเลยนะตอนนี้ยังยิงกันอยู่นะ are you watching? So basically our viewer says a lot of people like not to are still waiting to see if they can go home, but they're not going home yet. Remember, 300,000 people are evacuated
That's it.
from both
Mm.
sides. So yeah.
All right. No, it's certainly good that we have a ceasefire agreement, but the big question is verification. So in today's meeting, I mean, there was an agreement that the foreign ministers and defense minister of the three countries, Malaysia, Cambodia, and Thailand, will develop a detailed mechanism for the implementation, verification, and reporting of the ceasefire. And this proposed mechanism will serve as a foundation for sustained peace and accountability. So I think they are mindful of questions whether or not the ceasefire will be effectively enforced and who will be monitoring and verify the process. I think so. These particular segment of the agreement certainly should provide some kind of an assurance.
Yeah, there are still a lot of details to be laid out in
Mm,
terms of who's gonna ensure the ceasefire and then the reporting mechanisms that it is talking about in the press statement. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of big words, isn't it? Yeah, so I guess keep watching because Thai PBS World will surely bring you the latest on the situation. Um, yeah, a lot of people want to see the war stop this evening. We have
Yeah.
Dave Rooney, who is, I remember the name, he is a regular audience of Thai PBS World, says, congratulations on completing the first chapter of bringing peace to both countries.
Nice.
Good one, Dave.
Yeah. No, now with the ceasefire only less than 4 hours away, 3.5 hours. I mean, we have talked to our news team on the border just a few minutes ago, and they gave a different version of things on the border. They said that I'm talking about the situation in Ubon Ratchathani and Surin, two of the provinces that have seen a lot of military actions in the past few days. They said gunfire was still heard, artillery fire was still heard, but there were no reports of casualties or damage. But the strange thing is that on the other side of the border, according to the Khmer Times, one of the English news outlet of Cambodia, it said that as of 6 p.m. today, the battlefields across Oda Minche and Preavihia provinces were quiet, except for a brief moment when the sound of a single shell was heard. These areas that this news outlet talks about is opposite Surin province of Thailand. Again, these are the areas that have seen a lot of military actions in the past few days. But today, as of 6 p.m., the Khmer Times said that everything was quiet.
Okay, is that a good sign?
Mm.
Must be a
But
good sign, right?
a
If
good
it's
sign.
quiet.
But we have heard different version from the Thai side. They said gunfire, artillery fire was still heard at that
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I'm reading this report on Thai PBS main website, and it's updated at around less than about 10 minutes ago. And it says today at noon, there's still F-16, two F-16 actually from the Royal Thai Air Force that are still in operation in Surin province. So yeah, as they are negotiating in Malaysia, they're still fighting today. So
That's right.
hopefully it'll be quiet, like the Khmer Times says, by
Yeah,
midnight.
that's right. Okay, we are keeping our fingers crossed. All right.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we're gonna end the live here.
Yeah.
Okay, one more comment from the Philippines. Thank you, Claire, our beloved friend of Thai PBS World. Thank you for reading his messages so much. Okay. Well, thank you for following us. Make sure you like and share and follow us if you haven't
Okay.
already done so.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. And remember, I want to take this opportunity to introduce our weekend show. So we have a weekend show about Thai politics called Media Pulse, and it's broadcast every Sunday morning. Sorry, every Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on Thai PBS World. So make
All
sure you
right.
check that out. Thank
Okay.
you so much. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll
Okay.
see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.